Oh, sorry, I'm going to address real quick the people that are messaging me and saying, hey, this color unveil thing's getting kind of annoying. I know it is. My original idea was take the car apart, take the car over there. I was expecting they would get on it within a week. They usually do. It sat in the same spot for 7 weeks. It didn't move. So meanwhile, I'm trying to do the videos and update you, show you what I'm doing, giving you some ideas, showing you what's going on. So the teasing thing has drug out way longer than expected. I wasn't planning on dragging it out and making it like the whole entire build. Hey, guess what color it's going to be? So I apologize for that, the people that are upset at that. It's not intentional. It was meant to be unveiled much, much sooner. But the way I want to unveil it is to take a picture of the color. I don't want to just go, hey, it's gray, it's blue, it's yellow, it's red, it's whatever. I wanted to actually show it. So bear with me, I'll try and make it exciting. Hopefully you're enjoying the build. Hopefully it isn't getting any more thumbs down. 90% of the people are going to like it, the 10% are going to hate it. It's not what they want. They want 700 horsepower and they want the wheels on an angle like this, and they want the engine be, you know, yellow on the outside of the car like some crazy color, and then put stickers all over it. So you get what I'm meaning? So there's nothing like taking someone a cold drink. Keep that in mind when they're working in heat, and it's a tiring job. This is just one that's, hey, thanks for taking the time. So that's what I'm going to do.
Oh,
a gift for you.
Cool.
I figure you might be ready for one of those.
Appreciate it.
No problem. It'll wash down that dust.
That's awesome.
Wow, you're cranking away. You're going to be revealing the color here soon, huh?
Pretty soon, yeah. I mean, personally, I'd go. Gotta stand out, right?
Yeah, everybody's going to know it. It might be onto something. Wow, it's just getting excited now. I'll beat that out.
I got the quarter primer for the other one. That way I'm not trying to pile on so much when I do the rest of it. Because this is just light, but that one's definitely going to need a repriming.
Yeah.
Just to get the line straight and everything. So this morning I went and put like 4 or 5 coats of primer on it. I put some tape on it, block it back out.
Yeah.
Fit everything. And go ahead and prime it again when I do the rest of the car.
Now it looks like it's supposed to be on there.
Yeah.
Sweet. Look at that. How does he get those things out without smashing them? It's amazing. Wow, look at that. Seems like it. There's all kinds of stuff going on. Is the bodywork good on the doors? Do you see any imperfections?
Yeah, for the most part. Seems like I should be able to just buzz down with this. Getting ready, I'm going to prime this, the hood and the other door. And then we'll block the primer real good, but I'm not seeing any dents or anything.
Awesome.
Should be pretty cut and dry.
Yeah.
Prime it, block it, scrub the backside, and then finish the parts of the car, cut it in, slap it back together, and paint the outside.
Nice. It's moving along now. Every time I come, I see massive changes.
Since you're here, I might as well ask, what, I seen that there was overspray on like on these. Is this what we're gonna reuse again? So
no, I've actually got new shocks, so I taped those. I meant to wind these up a little bit,
okay,
just so they don't fall out.
Okay.
But you can paint all the way under there.
Okay.
Don't worry about painting those. I'll run a dye over there to clean the thread, so
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay.
It's not a
I
problem.
was just curious if I was gonna have to clean them up or something.
No,
before we...
that's fine. And you can, if you know, like I say, you can paint all the way under here. It doesn't matter because I got new shocks that's going on and it has new nuts.
Okay. So with these ones, are we gonna tape these up, or we could run those up too?
If you can, yeah. If not, I can replace those too. But if you can unscrew those and just wind them up.
Yeah.
Don't take them all the way out because then the suspension will fall out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've got new nuts. I'll put new ones on there.
And then within here, we're just gonna black this out, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just paint up to like here.
Okay.
Like down, you don't have to paint in there. Yeah, I mean, you don't even have to paint, you can just leave that if you want.
Okay.
I can paint that.
The windshield broke. Do you want me to leave it in
getting
here?
a new one.
Do you want me to get rid of it?
Yeah, we're just tossing it, we've got a new one for it.
Bye-bye.
And then the rack down here, because I pressure washed it and I'll clean it again, but this all comes up pretty clean. This is a new rack. So if you can just, you know, tape just that bottom off just so it doesn't get painted the factory color.
Okay.
But you don't need to black it out, just mask it, you know, down to here.
Okay.
Because this is a new rack, that paint's real good.
What I want to ask. What about these? Are we leaving these on? Are we taping them up? What, I mean, obviously we'll take this back so we can paint behind there.
Yeah, this will actually come up.
This will move and everything, but the stickers, what do you want to do with the stickers?
You know, the problem is when you mask around them, and they've already been masked once, it kind of looks like crap.
Yeah, I know, that's why I'm asking.
Do you think these two don't matter? Do you think that one will peel off and I can reuse it?
Probably
or is it not really?
Yeah, they're not really a reusable item. They don't usually come off too easy. I mean, I could try with a heat gun to do my best.
Just see if it'll come off.
Once I start, if it tears, it's torn.
Yeah, exactly. Don't worry about this one because we know, you know, we know what it is.
Don't
and
worry
these two,
about it, so
see if
take
you can.
that one off.
Yeah, see if you can tape that one up.
Okay, so take this one off, take this one
Yeah.
off, take this one off, and tape this up.
Yeah. Actually, I'll take that right now and I'll go put it in my truck so we don't lose it.
Okay.
Because then there's less chance of losing more stuff.
Yeah, and everything I've been taking off. This is the rubber off of the bumper
Oh yeah.
between the
The spoiler and the yeah.
Yeah.
I'll put this in there
Yeah.
because that's all going to go back in the car.
Yep. And then these were your door check pins.
Okay. Oh yeah. Yeah, just whatever you think, put in there, and then I'll have them.
Yeah.
So we just got the material in for the dump tube. I just wanted to show you this. This is the right size that fits this flange. Perfect. This is for the tile MVS. So that fits there nice, and it'll have a really nice clean weld. And then the bellows right here, which I talked about, it fits that nice. So that way, like, you know, it has a little bit of flex. This I'm going to tie it into the downpipe because I don't want the wastegate noise when you go into boost. But I kind of showed you this on the last video. So you see the shape there. It's designed for the air to go that way. That way the air goes that way, doesn't get caught, and it has the flex. I already talked about this. I don't know if I talked about it or not, but if I didn't, there it is. I talked about it. So I didn't want to bore you with the unboxing, but this is the material I ordered that's called a jersey mesh. And I ordered it from 2 different manufacturers, and it was pretty much the exact same thing. One was like $6, sorry, $8 including shipping. Right there, Pro Cool jersey silver. So anyway, I said, I don't know where the silver comes in, maybe just the sheen. But they were both almost identical. One was $8, one was $12. And this is the material I'm trying to replicate. As you see, it's got kind of blue over time. It's faded a little bit, but we're gonna dye that and make it look like brand new. But that material isn't close to that, so that's not gonna be usable at all. So this is the GSR door panel. These have this insert that's leather, and that's what I wanted to cover with the jersey mesh. And the rest of the door panel is absolutely mint. There's no damage on here. Most of the Japanese stuff, it's all scratched up and dented here. So it sucks because that's the only piece I wanted to replace. I wanted to match the seats. Plus, this just looks kind of boring. You know, it looks kind of plain. So back to my quest for door panels, and of course black carpet. I'm trying to get a carpet for the GSR. I'll update you soon. I might have a line on a carpet here coming up. Alright, so a quick update. Searching around on eBay, couldn't find anything. Ended up going to eBay UK and I found this guy. Apparently he breaks a lot of Integras and Type Rs. When I say break, it means they dismantle. It's an English term. They call them a breaker's yard. So he has a carpet. It's a Japanese UK carpet. Looking at everything, the only difference is this cutout is for like the hatch. Well, that would usually be on that side on our car. Other than that, it's pretty much, it's equal both sides. This is the only part you're really gonna see. So this, you know, I'll build like a cutout here, or even cut a piece of material out and stick it in there. I don't know, that's not a big concern to me, but I think I'm gonna go ahead and click on order that. All right, so this is what it's looking like. I put the turbo and manifold together, put it on the block. See how tight it is there I was talking about? It's pretty tight. Again, the manifold puts the turbo as far that way as we can get it, and of course I talked about an early video about this exhaust housing. It pushes this over. This is the distance we have to get a pipe out of here, and of course under here. This flange I'm using is a true 3-inch outlet, so a 3-inch tube will fit in here, and there's no restriction on the turbo here, so we're not going to have any kind of backup or any area that it can be turbulating in there. So we have to bring a pipe out of here. Just to give you an idea of size, this is aluminum, but it's something that we use, same size we use. It's something I can just pull a piece of scrap. But you see, this is the room we have. So most bends are not going to come out of here and make a bend, so we need the turbo downpipe to be about here. So you see how tight that bend has to be. It's about 115, 120 degree bend, something like that. This would be a 90, so it's about 110, 115, something like that. And it needs to sit tight to the block so our drain can come out and go here. Remember earlier video I put that position in there, so it has to come around the downpipe. So what I'm going to do is bend this and use what they call pie cuts, or segment bends, which is basically chop bits of steel, stainless on segments and bring it kind of like pies. This would be like a pie, and that would be a pie. Bring this around, and that way it's the smoothest radius we can get. It's still going to have a little bit of a hex to it, but it's going to bring this around and be as tight as we can. We don't want to rub this, we don't want to be too close to it, because the heat from the downpipe will heat the compressor. So even though we can come within 1/4 of an inch, if we can get a little bit more, it'd be better on this, less chance of overheating that compressor and damaging it. Alright, so I wanted to show you what I got so far. These are cut at 15 degrees, so 7.5 on each side, and you see it fits. I got plenty of room for that bolt there, and about 3/8 of an inch on the compressor, but it doesn't look real good. I don't want to do the real small pies, because then the bend would get looser. This is pretty tight right now. Give you an idea, that is a 3-inch, and this is our bend. So as you see, it's only 1.5 times its size and thickness, so it does fit. I want to try and do another one and cut these on 10 degrees, so they're 5 degree on each end, and see what it looks like, see if it looks a little better. But it will flow plenty. Again, I've made 550 horsepower in a bend like this. We used to use them back in the day, but you know, we're kind of going for aesthetics, so let's make a different one and see what it looks like, and we'll compare it. How about that? Alright, hey, so this is round 2. This looks better. It just looks cleaner. This one looks a bit too choppy. Well, this one comes out a little bit further. It's a more gradual radius. This is a tighter radius, but it fits. It's got room. It's got probably 1/4 of an inch here, and we still have room for a bolt here. We can put an Allen bolt in here and still get to it. All 5 fasteners. The idea is to turn this in. The pipe is going to go this way. We have to link this down into here somewhere near the top, because the drain is going to be in the bottom, so it might blend in the side here somewhere from the wastegate. But that's looking good. I like that much better than that. You agree? It just looks cleaner. It looks more gradual. Probably won't make any more power, but sometimes it's about what it looks like and not what it performs like, right? We call that aesthetics or cosmetic. So clean inside out, continue building this. Okay, so he just messaged me back. He has some door panels. He has a pair of door panels. The UK and the JDM and the US door panels are pretty much the same. The cutout for the switch is kind of like an egg shape, and it's the same size on either side, so it's pretty convenient. The switch controls will switch over, so I'll just put my switch controls on those door panels. Wow, these literally have my name on them. And look at that, I listed them and put our name on there, so I couldn't miss them. So, carpet and door panels acquired. The last piece of the puzzle really that I need was the carpet and the door panels. Everything else is here. We're going to recondition it and build it as we need it. So we are in good shape. I'm excited, so stay tuned and we'll keep it moving. I won't do any more teasing, I promise. Everything is going to be straight to the point. Yeah? So we talked about this flange before, having the wider piece. It's like a funnel, so it's channeling the oil a little bit better. One thing I would recommend, even though we're running stainless bolts on a lot of this, whenever you go into the turbo or the manifold, anything like that, I wouldn't use stainless bolts. They always have a problem. They get jammed in there. It's like something happens to the stainless, it gores the threads. If you ever have to take it apart, the bolts don't come out. So we're going to use, these are 12.9s. Use a little bit of magic grease. Actually, no, it's not called magic grease. Space grease. Forgot. Getting rusty. So space grease, which is anti-seize. That way, if you ever want to take it apart, you're not going to trash the threads in the turbo and trash the bolts. I mean, the bolts are easy to replace, but often when they get jammed, you pull them out, it rips the thread out too. So you don't want that to happen. So put some anti-seize on there, or we call it space grease. Alright, so just to give you a quick explanation of what's going on here. The manifold is obviously channeling the air and heat and flow into the turbo. The wastegate is basically bleeding off the pressure in here. Once we get to a desired pressure, let's say we set out 10 pounds of boost, this is basically a valve. It actually opens and air comes down here. Air and heat, exhaust fumes are going to channel back into the downpipe. That way this opens, you're not getting the noise from it. It's circulated. This knows a recirculation. We have our flex here, so everything has a little bit of a give to it. It can allow everything to flex. Also, when you put it together, it gives you a little bit more wiggle room to get it together. So we're going to weld most of this up while it's together. That way, this is the position we want it. If we weld it this way, it'll stay this way. Everything's not going to keep shifting and growing. Plus, we have room to get to all of our downpipe bolts. Everything's accessible through here. This is pushed as far back without touching the manifold, so that we have as much clearance here as we can get. I want to build the oil drain line next. It should fit right around here. It should have room. We don't want to come out too far, and then our charge pipe will come right about here. It'll go into the compressor, but we want to keep that about here so we can go under it with our charge tube. So I'm going to try and figure out the drain line situation. So I have some fittings here. I have a 30, a 45, and a 60. So we can play with these and put each one on each end and see which way we can get the most direct. We don't want this line going up and then this way. We don't want it coming down and then going up. We want to make that oil drain as direct as possible so it has no problems draining. Okay, so it seems to be the most direct if we do a 60 degree here and a 45 on here. So this is our drain line. It's going to have a nice arc like this. This is the stuff we like to use. It's like the black fabric. It looks really cool, and it's got the steel or the stainless braided in there. The problem is with the heat coming off this downpipe, I think it's going to burn this cloth. So unless we put some kind of barrier over here, I think it's going to damage this line. So even though I don't like the stainless stuff, I don't like the look of it, I think it's going to be a better option to run braided stainless here. You're not really going to see it down below. The radiator is going to be here. you're not even going to see this, but the stainless I think will do better. So I mean, that's like 8 inches, so I have to go buy a section so we can put that in, and then it gives us plenty enough room for our charge pipe under here. Keeps it nice and tucked up high. So the smallest amount I could get was 3 feet. This is -10. It's by Red Horse, which is who makes the fittings that we use. And looking at this, we need maybe 10 inches. So I'm going to have 2 foot on the shelf that we're never going to use. If somebody'd like to mention this again, I don't think anybody's mentioned it. Anybody mentioned that yet? Should do anything with that? No? I think I'll leave that. The best comment was a guy said, I know you got a compressor on there, but you plan on using AC? So that's the factory cut, factory finish?
That's with someone that actually has the correct tools to do it.
And it still looks like, ugh.
Yeah.
Was the other end like that, or did you recut it?
It was a lot smoother. I just used the end to smoother than this.
Yeah. Well, I guess cut this and we'll put it together fast, because what happens is that braid starts opening like this, and then you will never, ever get the fitting on there. So this is where you do your best to measure it. You put it together and you usually find out it's just a hair short or a hair long, and then at that point you can't reuse the piece.
Long's okay on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, as long as it arcs around.
Yeah. I went under, so hopefully when it goes up it'll be a little bit longer.
Yeah, that'll work. It's nice and direct. So you know when someone says this kit is AC friendly, does that mean that you can fit a compressor on it? It should mean that everything else will fit. You see how tight we've got everything tucked in? If you come past here, nothing is further out than the AC compressor. So we should have good fitment here. So this is what it's looking like. There's the drain line. Again, we've got a decent amount of room here because we don't want to heat up the oil any more than we have to. Of course, the turbo is going to heat up the oil. This is about 75% welded. There's a piece under here, and back here I didn't weld, and of course inside here. But now it's starting to come together. Well, I think it's looking good, huh? I think now we're finished with the black. I think we're going to leave this stainless. I think it looks pretty good. It shows pretty well. We're going to order some charge tube for this. Intake stuff we have, that's not a problem. And on the back side now, we have the downpipe coming out here. This is a trick. Well, Honda downpipes or Honda exhaust manifolds are tied up to the block. That's why it's triangulated and it supports it. So we're going to build a brace to go up here. We need to put an O2 sensor in, and then we need to put our flex. But to figure out where we put our O2 sensor in, we need to install that so that our O2 sensor, let me tell you how many times we've put an O2 sensor in here, everything looks fantastic, and find out it's the exact same place as the jack shaft, which, as you see, these are the 3 bolt holes that attaches to, and it goes this way to the transmission. So we'll mark our O2 sensor, then right after it we'll cut for the flex, and then at that point we'll know where to brace this up. There's a couple of bolt holes here that might tie in to support this. Yeah, that looks like transmission mounting bolts.
Like the brace for the bottom on the oil pan?
Yeah, the bolts should be in there. So this is what we found. This was on the motor, and I think it bolted here, but that is actually designed for the header tube. The header tube used to come over to it. Is that where it goes? No, it goes there. Okay, I was gonna say that looks like it's way far off.
Yeah, there.
Okay, that's where it goes, so it's closer. So using this, it's actually designed for that. Honda's put all this shape in there and structure for it to pull this way, and of course it's got a little bit of spring, so we can put that in there and build a nice bracket to it and have the factory bracket. What do you think? Looks pretty good, huh? Alright, so I just got some stainless bolts for the caps, and of course the only ones they have the knurling on there, so I'm going to have to sand that off and polish it so it looks like the rest of the bolts, everything matches. So I'll show you an easy way to do this. So I showed in the video a couple of videos ago, this was like really corroded, and of course the bolt looks terrible, so I got Allen bolts for that too. It's going to look so much cleaner. Of course they've got that knurling too, so I'm going to have to sand that off and polish those so it looks the same as the other ones. So I'll do that now. So I just decided to take that little outlet off. That was one of the water hoses. It would have gone from here to the throttle body, then from the throttle body to the IAC, then back to the crossover tube. Well, it's having a different manifold, so just took that off and welded that up so it's much cleaner, and it's better than putting a hose on there and having a chance of it leaking. So we'll go ahead and let that cool, and then I can bolt that on. So the wastegate comes with a good selection of springs, but they don't put a chart to tell you what color springs you need.
It's even better. The blow-off valve comes with no springs and a chart on what springs you can use.
It comes with a spring that you order, which...
Yep, it comes with one spring and a chart, and this comes with every spring and no chart.
So you gotta go online, download a PDF, open it up, pull the chart, bring out your vernier calipers. Now, so the online chart tells you what springs you need to get to the desired boost pressure, which we're thinking what would run is, it jumped, it went from what, 11 pounds to 13 to 14.1.
Yeah, and then all the way to 16.
So we're going to do the springs to make 13 pounds, so that should be close to what we need.
Those two.
A black and a green?
Yep. And we could just throw this one right in the middle of them and make a whole bunch of pounds.
Yeah. Each spring is worth like 40 horsepower. Maybe we'll put all of them in because everybody wants me to make 550 and blow this thing up. So maybe we'll put every spring in we've got. So welding everything up right now. A few other little things, I showed you that. Change those bolts to the Allens, polish them. Just looks a little cleaner. Just makes it, you know, kind of brings me back to that ITR look that I had. These bolts I had, these were from the ITR. These are an odd size. I can't get these from our regular bolt guy, so I've ordered these offline. I ordered these are 10 125 pitch. I think the 35 long or 40 long, something. I ordered those, and then the hardest ones to buy are the ones that go to this transmission. These are 12, and again they're stainless, so these are pretty expensive. So I found a place online and ordered those. They were expensive, but I think I ordered 4 because you can see this one, and this one, and then obviously one back there, but at least they will somewhat match. Alright, so what we got here, this is our desired amount right here.
This is 13.0, and then that is 14.5. This is 16, but then take the black one and go over here, 24.6.
Oh, that's it. That will look great for the first run.
Those are big boy internet numbers.
As soon as it breaks in, actually not even when it breaks in, as soon as it gets up to temperature, let it rip.
If you do that, it comes with a chart.
Yeah. Just put your phone in there, download.
Put an iPhone in every case.
So I think this is our 13. This is what we're going to go with. We're going to
13.0.
go with 13.0, which is so much more precise than 13 pounds.
Yes. 13.05.
Oh, that's even more precise.
Yes.
It's a B18C1. And it's going to be the AC belt. Thanks for watching so far. I hope you are enjoying it. This episode isn't going to unveil the color because they're still not painting the color yet. They are working hard on the car. The bodywork is looking fantastic. All the little imperfections that I didn't notice that they did notice, they've addressed. They've got the car looking really flat. This is it right here. You want to stay cool? This connects to the air hose and it's blowing out of here, but look at the back. Hold on. It's wet. It's like, it sweats. Look at that. It's so cold. That thing is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Now the car is going to really look good. Now you got that jacket. You should have got that jacket when you first started.
Oh, I didn't know it existed. I mean, hell, I wish I had this a couple years ago.
I wish I'd had one a few years ago too. Wow, our summer is brutal. This, if you don't understand, summers in Florida is hot. This summer feels even hotter. That thing is awesome. So he tends to stay in this area, so when he's working on it, this is perfect. So the car is pretty much all sealed and primed. I think you're gonna do you're doing a final block on it now, right? Or next?
Yep.
Really soon, guys, we're gonna be unveiling the color. Right now it's primer gray. But there was a little wobble through here, there's some wobble here, there was a stretch fender, and he stripped everything completely, reshaped the fender, and it's got 2 or 3 coats of high build primer so you can kind of see any low spots or high spots. I'm trying to get out of the shadows here so you can see what I'm talking about. So he's working on the engine bay right now. It looks like they're blowing it, cleaning it out a little bit. What do you think's the new color, guys? These are not mine. This is off a TR7. So most of it looks like it's primed. There's the front bumper. And there's the filler piece. This goes on the back above the bumper. Here is the hood. Here is the deck lid. Don't know where the rest of it is. There's some other parts somewhere. The spoiler and the side pieces. I'm looking. I don't see it. There's the doors. Here it is. There's still some parts to go. Here's the doors over here. Here's the fenders. Here's the lip right here. There is another small part and the door handles. Gotta make sure that it doesn't forget about those because it's in the car, but you can start to see how flat everything is. When I say how flat, how smooth, and it's not wobbly in any way. Everything's got a nice flat look to it. So let's go see if we can make sure we have the other pieces. All right, so that's where we are right now. So I'm just going to give you an update. This is bolted on. This is our piece there. We're still going to weld that. O2 bung is in, but now we have a stainless piece and it's attached to the bracket. So it's doing, I've already mentioned this, so now it's, you know, now it's nice and tight. The flex is going to go on here. Belts are ordered for this all the way around. That is welded up. We're really close to just tightening all this up and putting the clutch and transmission on, so the engine is pretty close to being done. We've got a spring in here now. We need to put a boost sauce on here. I don't know if we're going to go to the manifold or the turbo. If we go to the turbo, it'll produce slightly less boost because there's a pressure drop through in the intercooler. If I go to the intake manifold, we should get our true 13 pounds. Change some of these Allen bolts. I'll talk about that a little bit later. It's starting to look pretty good. The valve cover is going to be a different color. It is in good shape, but that is not the color because it looks kind of plain and it goes with this black right here. The next episode, I promise, there will be a color unveil. I promise. It's not going to be a tease. I wanted to make it in this episode, but there's other things I want to show you, and I don't want to make the episodes an hour long. I'm trying to keep them 20 to 30 minutes. Keep it simple, keep it interesting. So the next episode, I promise, there will be a color reveal. Right now, we are eating lunch. Here's the lunch guy. He looks exactly like the guy that works in there. So we're gonna eat. I want to edit this video and put it up, so stay tuned. We'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.